Hello everyone, so today I have another Exos Heroes video for you. Today's video is going to be a guide on the door to creation. Now this has been a very confusing topic for a lot of people because there's a lot of options in door to creation. And I know when I first started playing it was a very overwhelming thing to look at. But now that I've played the game long enough, I want to try and give you guys some easy, simple pointers, okay? Things that you should do in the door to creation and things that you should avoid, okay? So once we go into door to creation here, you have a couple options. Now at the very bottom of the screen here, you have the craft option, you have assemble, disassemble, combine, convert, and then fate core, okay? And within those, you have a bunch of different options, right? Now, if you don't see all of these right now in your game, it's because you haven't progressed far enough in the story mode. You really need to go through all of the story mode as fast as you can because it unlocks tons of things, including new options in door to creation, okay? So once we're in door to creation, in this craft section, which is where you're going to be using it the most, you have a bunch of different options. These first two are events that are currently going on. Basically, you get the shaved ices through exploration. So whenever you're away from your screen and you're doing smart exploration, this is how you're going to obtain the shaved ice. You always want to use those items here in the door to creation. That's why you get them. So you can do that. It allows you to get some heroes for free, basically. You can get up to legendary, and some of these legendary heroes are very good. They're needed for special dungeons, they're needed for certain content in the game, and some of them are just useful in general. Very good characters that are used in all aspects of the game, even over some fated heroes, kind of like Kaya here. Kaya is very good. So you always want to use those special limited period event items in the door to creation. I would use it on heroes though, and not really on these abrasives or scrolls. They're very low level. If you are just starting out like day 1 or day 2, I don't know, maybe if you want to use them there you can, but heroes are a little more valuable. Now the next thing is these exodiums of experience. These are also found through exploration. You can do them just by wandering around the map. You'll see those little diamond symbols when you're running around the map, and you can acquire them. Now, exodiums are also primarily used for the door to creation. That's all they're used for. You can get the scrolls here, or you can get characters as well. It's basically like these limited events, but it's all the time. And again, same thing, but you can actually get fated heroes from this, which is pretty nuts. I'm sure it's an extremely low percentage, but the fact that these are free, they're so easy to get, there's tons of them, you always want to use these up in door to creation, so don't be afraid to use them. Now, this is where you can kind of get baited, is with the Solar Seal recruits, okay? There's 5 different ones here based on all of the different regions in the game, and the heroes are different based on that region. And some of the heroes are pretty good, especially if you are looking for specific ones. The problem is the Solar Seals are kind of hard to come by, and they just implemented a new feature in this game where you actually need these. So in my opinion, it's not worth it to use in the door to creation, okay? I would avoid these 5 banners, these gold banners, with these Solar Seals. It's not the end of the world if you do that, because Solar Seals can be obtained just by exploration, so it's not something like it's a premium currency. It's just where you need to use them, or where you would want to use them to upgrade characters, you need a lot of them. So, 300 of these for one summon is pretty hefty. That's why I say avoid using that, okay? In regards to Levistones, you always want to use the door to creation to create more Levistones, but I suggest doing this at the end of the day because whenever you craft these Levistones, they will go directly to your Levistone count, they will not go to your mailbox for you to claim, so it automatically updates your count. And if you are short on Levistones, it will stop from replenishing. So do these at the end of the day when you're about to do your smart exploration. All right. And where to get these items. This one, if you don't know, this is the arena, Zubensteiner. You get these from participating in the arena. If you win, you get more. If you lose, you still get medals. This one is by having friends through the game. Basically, right here in Alliance, you can send these points to people, and they can send them to you. If you don't have any friends, just go to request and you can request friends right there. You can refresh, it's free. Just send out a bunch until you get 50 friends and start sending away. Okay, and whenever they send you something, it will come in through currency, and you can collect them and then use them in the door to creation to create your Levistones there. Now this one is through your air squadron. If you ever want to know where to get these things, you just hover over that item and touch it. Hold it on the screen, and it'll show you where to find it. You know, where it says major acquisition points. So just join an air squadron and then click that attendance button there. And every day, depending on how many people attended, you can get, these wing tokens and then freezes. So that's kind of cool. But you also use that to get Levistones. You can also donate these wing things to your clan as well, but using them for Levistones isn't terrible. Okay, so now that we've gone through the Levistones, the next thing is this ancient gold craft. Now you get these tokens here from doing the Shelter of Avarice challenge, where you fight Polemus. It is a auto battle. And, so you can use these tokens here to pretty much get treasures. So I'm going to craft one here for you. It costs 20. So right now, it gave me golden statues. So it didn't give me gold per se, but those golden statues can then be converted to gold right here whenever I go into my inventory. It says, do you want to sell miscellaneous items? When I first started playing this game, I thought it was going to sell off like gear I wasn't using or something, but that's not what it does. It just takes those 2 trophies that you just saw me get, and it says, do you want to sell them? Because that's all it's used for. So you can always hit confirm there. And there you go. You get your 4,000 gold. So the other thing that these tokens are used for are in this combine convert area, where you change the Guardian Stone on your faded armor. Now, if you don't have faded armor yet, that's fine. But as you progress through the game, you'll eventually have the opportunity to get faded armor and weapons. And we'll go over that shortly. But basically, the little stones here on that gear, you see this is a red stone at the kind of top left corner of that. I can change that stone color by putting in that piece of gear and then using 20 of these metals. So I'm kind of just hoarding them right now because I don't need the gold. So those are the 2 areas. It's not right or wrong to use them in either area. It's just depending on your needs, basically. So pure recruit here, I've had this question come up every once in a while in one of the Discords I'm in. You need 600 of these heroic tokens to make one of these pure recruit heroes. It's a 6-star hero, and you don't really ever use them. I don't even know if you can use them. But once you have 2 of those pure recruit heroes, you can then come down into the combine convert, and right here, put them in these slots. I don't have any, but you can put those 2 pure recruits here and then randomly get a 6-star hero. It can be rare, it can be legendary, or it can be faded. It's all a roll of the die. So, I mean, since it's chance, I don't know if it's worth it to waste your time on that to get these things. I did it once just to see what I got, and I got a 6-star legendary, and it was an okay legendary, but it wasn't a faded, so And these heroic tokens are basically acquired by taking your heroes and hitting this disassemble button. So as you can see under the characters here, they have a range. You know, for your legendaries, it's 7 to 9. Your rares, 3 to 5. And then so on and so on. So, you know, since I have an extra him, I'll just click them here. So it says heroic tokens anywhere from 3 to 5, and then you can hit disassemble. So I got 3. So I got the very minimum, right? That kind of sucks. But you can use those to create those pures. Now, the reason I say that you really shouldn't do that is for a couple reasons. One, I don't like the chance factor, and then also selling your extra units. You always want to keep one of each unit. You can also transcend units, you know, up to +5 and then sell the extras, but gold is something that is going to be scarce in the end game, so characters are a little more valuable to sell than break them down for heroic tokens. That's why the pures really aren't worth it in my opinion, and then you can also use heroic tokens to get some decent items here as well. So I don't think the pures are worth it in regards to other things, selling gold or using it in the exchange. So that is the pure one. Now, Dimension Recruit are these little clocks, okay? These are just used in Door to Creation, pretty much, okay? You can get them through Uper's Labyrinth, Hero Battle, this is all challenge stuff, and then Gold Grave Robber Garrett, who is running around in the world, okay? If you ever see this clock symbol down here in the bottom left, I'm running to it. He's this little guy running around, and you can battle him, basically. And if you beat him, he gives you one of those clocks, okay? I'm not going to battle him just because I don't want to, but then you can use those clocks to recruit characters, and that's the only thing to use you can only use that in the Door to Creation. And it's pretty much your best chance to get good characters for free. So they're a little more scarce, but yeah, don't be afraid to use that there. And then the last two that you see down here are faded equipment. So that's basically how you get your faded gear. This first one, these things are only acquired through the Holy Dragon Grounds, which is a challenge. If you don't have that unlocked yet, it's because you're not far enough in the story. And then faded equipment, there's plenty of guides on this, but you need these Star of Fates. It says you can get them in the Sanctums, again, your challenges, but they are special challenges. For those of you who have not seen a guide on special challenges or Star of Fate, I highly suggest that you search that. But in all of these challenges here, you have these special challenges where it requires certain heroes, and that's where you can acquire your Star of Fates. So that's how you craft faded gear. And you always want to do that in the Door to Creation. You want to use those there. The other option of using those items is once per month in this Airship Forge, but because you have a pity system in the Door to Creation for those faded weapons, you can see the timer down here, it's still worth it to just use your materials there because just based on percentages, you're going to eventually pull some decent gear in here or weapons. So you always want to use your items in here, you know, roll the die to try and get your faded equipment here. So always good to do that. Now the assemble disassemble, you don't technically need to be in here. I don't think this is a Door Creation thing. You'll eventually come across this later, so I won't worry about it. All of this stuff it's very situational. I wouldn't say it's a bad thing to do. It's just, it depends on how much you value your additional things. Like this hero re-recruit too. Basically, you need to put two of your faded 5 stars in here, and then you roll the die and hope to get something different, right? It could be a really crappy character. It can be a really great character like Garth or Rachel or Bathory. I think you should always just transcend your characters first. If you have a character that's +5 transcended, you already use 5 additional copies, and you still have extras, then yeah, hey, go ahead and do this. Knock yourself out, right? This one is for legendaries. Again, I'm not a huge fan of rolling dice. I'd rather just do the smart play than taking a chance. But I'm sure people get lucky and get really great characters. So we already went over that one, and then this last one is basically you put a character in here and you can change their guardian stone. So like Bathory here, see she's green. If I wanted to change her stone, I could spend 100 Zez and change it to a random different color. So that's pretty much it for the door to creation. I know when you're looking at it, it's overwhelming because you have all of these different items, but like I said, most of them are to be used in here. The only one that I really want to do is this solar seal one, and if you do it, it's not the end of the world. But yeah, that's it. You want to use things in here, so don't be afraid of that. Don't be overwhelmed. Just use up your items, use them wisely, and I hope you get lucky. So I hope this helped out a little bit. Maybe ease your minds a little bit on using this door to creation. It's okay. A lot of these things are easy to get. They're replenishable, so don't worry if you've done this in the past. The only one that I would be a little cautious of is this combine convert stuff. You always want to keep characters. You really don't want to give characters away. Always keep one character, okay? If you have a surplus of characters, you got 10 of something or whatever, and you wanna trade them in and take a chance, no issues with that, okay? So go out and enjoy the game. Go use your door to creation. And like I said, good luck. All right.